hard to be chill, but you're so hot that I melted. I fell right through the cracks. Now I'm trying to get back. Before the cool done run out, I'll be giving it my bestest, and nothing's gonna stop me but divine intervention. I reckon it's again my turn to win some or learn some, but I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm yours. Open up your mind and see like me. Open up your plans and damn, you're free. I look into your heart and you'll find love, 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 and love. Listen to the music of the moment, people dance and sing. We're just one big family, and it's our God-forsaken right to be loved, love, 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 loved. So I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm sure there's no need to complicate. Our time is short. This is our fate. I'm yours. Do you, but do you, but do you want to come on? I scooch on over closer, dear, and I will nibble your ear. Soon to boom, 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 boom. I've been spending way too long checking my tongue in the mirror and bending over backwards just to try to see it clearer, but my breath fogged up the glass, and so I drew a new face and I laughed. I guess what I'll be saying is there ain't no better reason to rid yourself of vanities and just go with the seasons. It's what we aim to do. Our name is our virtue, but I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm yours. Open up your mind and see like me. Open up your plans and damn, you're free. I look into your heart and you'll find that the sky is yours. So please don't, please don't, please don't. There's no need here to complicate, 'cause our time is short. This is our fate. I'm yours.
I've searched this whole wide world to find my special girl, yeah, whose kiss tastes oh so sweet, heavenly, whose smile knocks me off my feet. Just the other day, I was hanging with my crew. Saw this girl across the way. She was noticing me too. Then something inside told me to make my way to her. searching for. The one I've been searching for.
So let's hope that God will make you mine till the end of time. Oh, my heart's been searching for the one I adore, whose eyes made me realize. So make my dreams come true, and I will fall in love with you. Thinking of that day we'll be together, and making love that last forever. I just can't describe how I feel inside for her.
Tell me, could she be the one?
Tell me, could she be the one?
The one that my heart adores. Tell me, could she be the one?
Tell me, could she be the one?
The one that I've been searching for.
The one I've been searching for. The one I've been searching for.
So many feelings that I have for a girl that I adore. I'll be waiting for the day she'll come knocking on my door. My eyes have always seen together, you and I will be living life with no regrets in perfect harmony.
It's only you and I, my love, will always be together. The only one that I think of, our love shall last forever.
Tell me, could she be the one? Ooh, the one I've been searching for.
2 months, 12 days, 5 hours since I can't talk to you. Girl, I really gotta say, it's been driving me crazy for a while. 'Cause each time she comes and goes, she leaves with a piece of me. And I try to tell myself one day that she'll learn to love me. I bet I'll never see. She breaks my heart over and over again, but I still ask, when will I see her again? I always thought we would be more than just friends, so I ask, when will I see her again? Oh, 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 oh. When will I see her again? Oh, 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 oh. When will I see her again? I can more than a friend to you. Nice to know you. Let's do it again. How we did it on a one night stand. Girl, I wanna be more than a friend to you.
It was like food for all of my senses. Our time priceless, no expenses. Like water to all them dry trenches. She had a theme song for her every entrance. We had a dinner and a movie. Fire up the doobie. Great vibe with this girl, school closer to me. I call her babe, she call me Boogie. Her beauty, intelligence really moves me.
Nice to know ya. Let's do it again. How we did it on a one night stand. Girl, I wanna be more than a friend to ya. Nice to know ya. Let's do it again. How we did it on a one night stand. Girl, I wanna be more than a friend to ya.
This isn't my first rendezvous in a relationship. Well rounded, graduated with love certificates. Hey, she want a lover I'll be. Stimulate your body and mentally. Hey, don't fuss me straight up in a liar. Use up me surely if you want crier. My love is gonna like the mother guys. Feel sorry for who sign up, cause me I win first prize.
Nice to know ya. Let's do it again. How we did it on a one night stand. Girl, I wanna be more than a friend to ya. Nice to know ya. Let's do it again. How we did it on a one night stand. Girl, I wanna be more than a friend to ya.
She looking pretty real nice. Lightly room up, she have the perfect body type. Being with you is like being in paradise. Never seen a girl that can live up to the hype. Ay, ay, ay. She is a wise, I'm more pretty, more than easy, more than big up to the Caribbean girl, I keep it proper. All of me Latinos and all of me sexy mamas. Broken Corleone, giving you a holler.
Nice to know ya. Let's do it again. How we did it on a one night stand. Girl, I wanna be more than a friend to ya. Nice to know ya. Let's do it again. How we did it on a one night stand. Girl, I wanna be more than a friend to ya. Nice to know ya. Let's do it again. How we did it on a one night stand. Girl, I wanna be more than a friend to ya. Nice to know ya. Let's do it again. How we did it on a one night stand. Girl, I wanna be more than a friend to ya. Get tied in. Gotta build courage and my confidence. Take it real cool, your heart, I wanna win. Me can't think straight cause you make me wanna sin. Body bad make me wanna pull up me lighter. Charisma shoot out like a geyser. Break necks and people up pass beside her. The woman you're hotter than a fire. I'm burning with love and I'd love to love her. I said forever I'd love to love her.
She's a sunshine girl, lighting up my world. What she does to me, she makes me say whoa, 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 whoa. She's so sweet, it makes me say whoa, 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 whoa. She's so sweet, it makes me say
this girl is so fly, yeah, she hot like a fire. She's the sweet
said she was from Brazil.
No, Mr. J-Book, it doesn't even matter. She could have come from Dongayara, from Samoa, Fiji, Solomon Islands, New Caledonia, or even New Ireland, sweet Baccalaureate.
Peter, I've seen girls all over, in numbers galore, but this one I'm sure of, and I never let go.
She's a sunshine girl, lighting up my world. What she does to me, she makes me say, whoa, 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 whoa. She's so sweet, it makes me say, whoa, 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 whoa. She's so sweet, it makes me say,
Let's go.
Our love gets sweeter every day. You turn my switches on every single way. You got me tripping on your roots, I've got your love, I fever. You're my only remedy. No matter what the time of day, I'm gonna stop what I'm doing. I'll cut a track and edge away. I'll be there in good time for your love. I'm falling for you, and I hope you're falling too. So just take my heart, and I'ma show you what we. It just gets sweeter every day. Stay with me. Now there's no need to search and find. Your love could stop my heart. It's like I've been drinking wine. The color of our world soon gonna shine. I'll be your lifetime love, no pressure, take your time. No matter what the time of day, I'm gonna stop what I'm doing. I'll cut the track and edge away. I'll be there in good time for your love. I'm falling for you, and I hope you're falling too. So just take my heart, and I'ma show you what we're gonna do. You got me saying ooh la 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 la, yeah. You got me saying ooh la 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 la, yeah. It just gets sweeter every day. On your love, I'm falling for you, and I hope you're falling too. So just take my heart, and I'ma show you what we're gonna do. You got me saying ooh la 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 la, yeah. You got me saying ooh la 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 la, yeah. It just gets sweeter every day. You got my love every day. Every day. You got my love every way. You got my love every day. Every day. Every day. Every day.
Clenched, I can see your blood boil. Sweat drenched, dripping in the turmoil. Likely to make another day turn. Better make way, cause I only want good vibes. Tough talk, where's the sensitivity? Bad boy, I see what you're trying to be. Wanna be outlaw, reaching for your holster over and over again. Chill out, be natural. I wanna drink it till your glass is full. Sometimes you really have to move on, chill out. If only I can make you see. You could hear the melody. You know that you gotta move on. Grip tight, hard for you to let go. Caught up, drowning in the undertow. One slight, just enough to let them know you were out for blood, life walking disaster. Your world we can never understand. Just another broad stroke in your master plan. Short temper, you're just a pretender. Lying to yourself, lying to yourself. Chill out, be natural. I wanna drink you till your glass is full. Sometimes you really have to move on. If only I can make you see. You could hear the melody. You know that you gotta move on.
Saturday morning, jumped out of bed and put on my best suit. Got in my car and raced like a jet all the way to you. Knocked on your door with heart in my head to ask you a question, 'cause I know that you're an old-fashioned man. Yeah. Can I have your daughter for the rest of my life? Say yes, 'cause I need to know. You say I'll never get your blessing till the day I die. Tough luck, my friend, but the answer is no. 'cause you leave no choice. Can't live without her. Love me or hate me, we will be boys, standing at that altar. Or we will run away to another guy that say you know she's in love with me. She will go anywhere I go. Can I have your daughter for the rest of my life? Say yes, 'cause I need to know. You say I'll never get your blessing till the day I die. Tough love with my friend, 'cause the answer's still no. Why you gotta be so rude? Don't you know I'm human too? Why you gotta be so rude? I'm gonna marry you anyway. Marry that girl. Marry you anyway. Marry that girl. No matter what you say. Marry that girl. And we'll be a family. Why you gotta be so Can I have your daughter for the rest of my life? Say yes, 'cause I need to know. You say I'll never get your blessing till the day I die. Tough luck, my friend, but no still means no. Why you gotta be so rude? Don't you know I'm human too? Why you gotta be so rude? I'm gonna marry you anyway. Marry that girl. Marry you anyway. Marry that girl. No matter what you say. Marry that girl. And we'll be a family. Why you gotta be so rude? Yeah. Why you gotta be so rude? Why you gotta be so rude?
Woke up in the morning, finding the glory might slip away. 'Cause I'm on the horizon, spending my life in the passing lane. Driving down this road can take its toll, yeah. There's no slowing down once you get into this zone. So talk to me, walk with me, we are picking up this pace. Talk to me, walk with me, listen to me say. We're going in, not going out, let's get it down, yeah, 'cause there ain't no stopping now. We're going up, not going down, yeah, 'cause there ain't no stopping. Whoa, straight through the sunrise, never see a break light. Whoa, yeah, there ain't no stopping now. Running these red lights, forget what they think. Yeah, it's our story to write. Let's make them believe. 'Cause people my whole life been claiming dreams, but you never see them doing one damn thing, a damn thing. So talk to me, walk with me, we are picking up this pace. Talk to me, walk with me, listen to me say. We're going in, not going out, let's get it down, yeah, 'cause there ain't no stopping now. We're
Relax. I know you've never been this high before. Stars in the moons and the constellations. Let's leave this world and take a trip. But don't let anybody say you're wrong for taking a lift. Come fly with me. Ooh. We can't look back, let's all just drift away. Come fly with me. Ooh. Safe from the storm, the galaxy's where we'll stay. We're on that coaster now. Oh, it's such a feeling letting go somehow. Simultaneous being, but a line miles from where we used to be. Feeling supernatural. Light from the quasars lead us to a next destination. Eyes closed as we drift off in meditation. We're way out past intergalactic. I don't think we're coming back. Come fly with me. Ooh. We can't look back. Let's all just drift away. Come fly with me. Ooh. Safe from the storm, the galaxy's where we'll stay. Come fly with me. Ooh. We can't look back. Let's all just drift away. Come fly with me. Ooh. Safe from the storm, the galaxy's where we'll stay.
People say the right one will come along. I'm stuck feeling hopeless. It's like the process. Tell me where your bees at. Be swiping right on and do the left. I be wondering if I'll see you for my last breath. My mind will wander round and round until I hit the ground and I'm back at square one. Dreaming. Please don't wake me up till I filled my cup. My eyes might stay shut till you come away. I can only imagine the way that it feels. I can't
promise you won't ever find another, so no need to look no more. I can only imagine the way that it feels. Yeah, yeah. I can only imagine the way that it feels. Stop taking your time to get to me. I'm looking everywhere, baby. I can only imagine the way that it feels.
All right, y'all. Check, 1, 2, 3. Check, 1, 2, 3.
Next flight, see you
Y'all can hear me out
tonight
there. That's good.
in my
Check, 1, 2, 3.
dreams.
Here we go. Check, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Rising up. There we go. What's up, y'all? Welcome to Horizon Live. I'm Oculus410, and this is Horizon Live. We got Super in the house. Make sure that y'all are checking out Super AF page. Make sure you like, make sure you send some stars, do all the things, and show some love for Super, who's always showing love for the community. And of course, our stream this week is now on the Oculus 410 page. Vidu tutorials and Vidu nights are going to be posting a lot more content coming soon. So we're going to move this show to my page, and then we're going to have more content on the Vidu channels. So make sure you pay attention, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. And of course, since you're here now watching my page, go ahead and like, make sure you follow, and leave some comments. I'll shout you out during the show. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started. So this week is a crazy week, I'll tell you what. So this week we actually have Connect coming up, which I'm crazy excited about. I don't know about y'all, but I've been looking forward to Connect literally since Connect ended last year. And last year's Connect had a whole lot of, I don't want to say speculation, but I guess it's kind of like a look far into the future, looking at what's going to come into the metaverse, more specifically in Horizon Worlds, what we're going to be looking at in our Quest headsets, Cambria, which is now the Quest Pro, and all kind of things that we've learned in the last year, only within the last month or so. So even though we've had a whole year worth of build up, we're almost there. We got 2 more days, unless you're Andrew Money. Hopefully you're watching. We can help him count later, but he thinks it's 1 day away. It's Tuesday. Sorry, got to check your calendar. Got to check your watch or something. But 2 days from now is literally going to be Tuesday afternoon. We're going to be finding out all about what's happening at Meta Connect. So last year's Meta Connect, they did a lot of focus on explaining what Horizon Worlds is bringing to the metaverse, giving people the opportunity to make a career in here, in VR, in the metaverse. And it wasn't something like you have to work for Meta to make money. You don't have to be a developer and develop tools for people to use in VR. You don't need to be an amazing 3D modeler to get into some kind of career in VR. You don't have to be an amazing scripter to be able to make money in VR. That was where I thought it was going in the very, very beginning stages. And I thought, well, I'm going to jump into the community. I'm going to find out how I can show support for other creators, and then pave my way forward through that, because I had no interest in building or interest in scripting. And it, thankfully has given me a lot of opportunities to continue to support creators. But what I noticed from Connect until now, a lot of people that are making money in here in the metaverse, specifically Horizon Worlds, they're making money outside of just world building. We've got people who are coming in here and they're bringing brands into the metaverse, and they're being basically the liaison between the brands and the builders. We've got people who are creating their own businesses, whether it's a staffing agency, a talent agency. We've got people who are bringing their own businesses in here and trying to find a new place to find more customers. And we even have creators that are forming groups, more communities, more interests that people can join. And it's great that we have all of that in here, because y'all know very well that in the physical world, a lot of things are behind paywalls and there's gatekeepers that are holding you back from being able to access information or be able to be you or just to be able to freely express who you are. And here in the metaverse, the best thing about it is that it doesn't matter who you are behind the headset. It's all that people care about is that there's a person behind that. And that's what matters the most to me and matters the most to most everybody in here. And those people that are behind these headsets, these are people that in the real world, they are IT professionals. These are parents. These are children of, starting early, wanting to learn. We've got we got people who are doctors. We've got comedians. We've got singers. We got dancers. Um, we got we got fashion artists. We've got modelers. We've got all kind of different um, creators that are coming from these creative backgrounds and they're bringing that talent into Horizon Worlds and just improving this space drastically day after day. Now, art, I love shouting out because artists just do not get enough love. And art kind of transcends more than just putting paint on a canvas. Art is pretty much any way of expressing yourself, whether it is through dance, whether it's through any kind of, poetry or comedy. It can be fashion. It can be sculpting. It can be music. It can be anything that really does just show your inner creativity and you're able to let that out. And I'm really, really proud to have met so many amazing artists in this space, people who have really just enhanced everything that they are and have been able to show it with the rest of the world. And that's something that I'm really grateful to be a part of. There's so many amazing creators that I've had a chance to work with, creators that I've had a chance to visit their worlds. And I hope that y'all are taking the opportunity when you're in here to do the same because it's something that my mother used to tell me all the time. It's not what you know, it's who you know. Because you can go to school, you can get a degree, you can read all the books, you can learn all the things, and you can be a very successful person from all of the book smarts. No doubt about it. But then if you're not the type like me where I'm not the type to go put my head in a book, I can read it from cover to cover and learn something. I got to do it. I got to have a passion behind it. I got to want to put my mind to something. And those are the people that network and they find these connections that kind of take you to the next level. It's not about being the smartest person in the room. It's about being in the room, willing to learn from the smartest people that are in the room. And so, through my entirety of being in here, I've always entered the room, of course, welcoming, inviting, but also listening, better understanding the people that are in my space, things that they have to share. Because if you just take a minute and you just kind of quiet your mind and you listen to what people have to say, it's amazing what you'll learn from these people that are in this space. Now, if you're in your own local town and you go to a social area and you pretty much have just that little, fish in a barrel type deal where just that small community of people is all you can learn from. And when you're in here, it's limitless. You can meet people on the other side of the globe and they're out there creating and they're sharing this knowledge and they're so willing to help out. And these are the type of people that I'm really glad that I get a chance to meet every day because I don't get that opportunity where I'm at. I'm on the East Coast. I'm close to Baltimore. And, if you ever read anything about Baltimore, the only thing you really read about is that, the murder rate is high. So going walking around Baltimore City, that's not somewhere you want to go to try and meet people. You try and, go and socialize. But in here, it just makes it so much easier to be able to connect with so many other people that are like minded, people who are trying to improve this space, improve themselves, find opportunities. I mean, there's just so much here. So I'm just so grateful that y'all have it, take a chance and go out there and meet other creators because you never know what you're going to learn. You might collaborate and make something amazing. And these are the kind of things that I get excited to see. One person that I definitely want to shout out, since we are in the pretty much towards the end of National Hispanic Heritage Month, Zandria Hart and Doc JC, they've been really taking it, by the reins and creating all of these amazing events for National Hispanic Heritage Month. They've been handling the calendar, the meetups, all of the world hops. I mean, everything that they do is literally just coming from a good place. And they really do want to bring more of the Spanish speaking community together, Latinos and, Hispanics and everybody that's from the South America region, Central America, even inclusive to Europe and anyone who has any kind of a Latin background to them. They really are trying to welcome everybody that they can into the community. And that's what it's about. I mean, that's the number one thing that I care about is being welcoming to people, but just being able to see others doing that, it just really makes it so much easier and gives me peace of mind when I just can't be everywhere at once. So, for everybody in the room, I always look around and I kind of just look and see who's out there in the audience. And it always amazes me throughout the night. The audience changes probably every conversation. We get a flip of change of people out there. And I'm just really want to say thank you for everybody who's been supporting this show, who's been supporting me, and everybody that's taken a chance to just, reach out to me and connect because some of the people in this room I've connected with opportunities. Some of the people in this room I've connected with other creators to be able to do amazing things. And more recently with Vidu, I've been able to connect with some of you to world test and to get the opportunity to world test. And these are paid gigs. And that's one of the things in this space that people have really been asking about. How do I make money? And we talked about this on the show quite a bit. And, last week was the first time we really talked about it and said we're actually giving people the opportunity to make money in this space. So now when I see people asking for world testing, you know, I used to think about when I would ask people for help, I always feel like I'm putting people out of their way when I ask for help because I'm just the type that I'd rather be giving help than asking for it. And so many people are so gracious to just offer their time, to just take the time to show up, to offer their service, whatever it is that I need. And it's hard for me to just ask people, "Can you do this for me?" But being in a position now where working with Vidu and to just ask people, are you interested in world testing? Let's get you in the door. Let's get you some money. And then if you're interested in growing your skills from there, you can go through the Vidu verification. And the Vidu verification has opened up so many opportunities for so many creators just for the last two projects that we've been working on. And I'm really grateful to have been a part of this team that it's been 16 creators, which is incredible. We've had 16 creators on this team from start to finish, from project management to client relations to community relations, world testing, actors, editing, filming, scripting, creating assets, creating characters, all of it that went into Survival House. So if you haven't had a chance yet, please make sure that you check out Survival House whenever you get an available moment. So much effort and time and care went into this one world just so that way we could bring a mobile game, State of Survival, into Horizon Worlds and really show respect to the original story, but also give it its own unique twist and allow people to come and enjoy one little portion of that game. And then if they're interested, they can go even further and they can even check it out on mobile. So being able to have that opportunity, I didn't even imagine that 3 months ago. And that was right around the time when that first opened up. And these are the kind of opportunities that I'm really grateful that I can offer and bring to the table along with so many others that are able to join these teams. So if you haven't had the opportunity to check it out, I strongly suggest look at video verification. There's so many people that have had opportunities that have just been just so thankful for the chance, and we're able to share that with everybody. So aside from that, there is another project that won't be releasing until December, but we're working on more opportunities so that way we can bring more builders in, more scripters in, and that'll be a chance for more people to jump into creation. And even if it's something small, if they say, "Hey, I want to help out, but I don't really think my building skills are that great." Well, if we've got assets or something that need go into the world that we need built, it could be crates, it could be racks, it could be shelves, it could be stairs. I mean, there's things that we're building that we're basically just giving to people to say, "Hey, here's some work. Go ahead and build this, and then we'll bring it into the world." And what was amazing about it is that when it came time to bring all of these assets together into the main world where the game mechanic was being created, people were entering the world and they're looking around and they're like, "Wow, I can't believe we're building this." And that was kind of like the justification for what we're doing to try and level up the community, but also provide these opportunities to the community. There's so many times I've heard people say, "I want to go work for this one group because they're getting jobs. I want to go find this one person to go and work with them and they won't give me a chance." Well, you don't have to be a part of a team that, is established. You don't have to go and sign on the dotted line and now you have to work for somebody specifically. That's the great thing about with Vidu is that if you just want to put in a couple of hours and make some money, you can go and put in a couple of hours and then you don't want to do it anymore, don't. It's so great that you are completely flexible and you get to do whatever it is that you want to do and what you're passionate about. And so that's basically what I wanted to share about this latest World Survival House. I don't know about y'all, but I apparently lost my ability to drop a portal, so I was going to show y'all. Maybe I can go through this way. Did y'all get an update today? Because I turned my headset on and I got an update, and I didn't even realize that there was an update. There we go. So this is the world that we spent the last 2 months working on. Probably can't see it too well because it is really dark. But basically, this world is taken from over the shoulder third person view, and it puts you right into the first person view of the survivors that are basically going out to look for other survivors. You're basically trying to destroy zombies, and from there you're collecting resources to level up. It's kind of like one of those resource farming games. And we didn't want it to be a resource farming game. We really wanted to turn it into something that was really exciting and fun. So you basically have survivors that have to escape, and then you have zombies that are trying to prevent the survivors from escaping. And so far, we've had a lot of great success with it. So I'm really grateful to have, like I said, been a part of that, but also to be able to share that with everybody. So if you haven't, make sure you check it out. Make sure you go to the world. Make sure you like it, and of course, invite your friends. So aside from all the Vidju stuff, with which if you can't tell, I'm beyond excited about being a part of that team and being able to offer people opportunities. Because when I came in here, I wanted to do something. I didn't know what, and I focused on community. And I think I spent about a year before I ever made a penny off of anything that I've done. And the most rewarding part about it was that world tours being the very origin of what I was doing in here to support the community through world hopping, through creating spaces for people to network, for people to connect. It was also an opportunity to give people a chance to have their world seen, put it into world tours, and they would basically have their world featured. And that was something that was next to impossible to do with the plaza. I don't know what the algorithm was to even get into the plaza, but it was next to impossible for most creators to be able to have the world featured. And so Horizon World Tours really opened up that opportunity for so many people to be able to have their world seen. Well, we took it a step further, and now the new redesign of Horizon World Tours, there's a stage where you can talk about your world. You can say, "Hey, I'd like for y'all to come check it out." And then when you're done talking, it'll take you over to a platform where you can spawn a portal. And when you spawn that portal, everybody jumps in with you. You go on a world hop, you take people to your world, you can give them a little bit of insight on how it was created, tell them some details or maybe some behind the scenes on, some things in there that they might not have noticed, and then they get the chance to get to know you a little bit. So it's really great to move from having 100 doors in the world and a bunch of hubs and resources to now we're giving people the opportunity to where if you just want to get people to go to your world, you show up to world tours and pop a portal and tell people a little bit about your world and then go world hop. So if you haven't had a chance to check that redesign out, make sure that you check that out. Every Wednesday we do Horizon World Tours. We make sure that we have volunteers there to kind of help you through. We got some games. We added the grappling hooks from the asset library. So there's a lot of fun stuff that you can do while you're in there. But also, of course, network and go world hopping, which is kind of the core of what Horizon World Tours is. And then you can meet people to collaborate with on your own world or find resources if you're looking for help building and scripting. If you want to take it a step further and you want to host your own world after you've created one, all you got to do is show up, and it's as simple as that. Um, but Horizon World Tours has been something that we've been really trying to figure out how do we evolve it away from putting doors everywhere and asking people to add us as testers. Because if you haven't looked at her user voice in a while, that feature request for getting access to drop any door has been in there for probably like 8 months now. And through that time that we've spent trying to get access to doors, we've never been able to get any further with it. It's been the exact same situation since the tester role was included about a year ago. You have to be a tester in order to get somebody's door. And with only having 10 testers available, it just makes it really impossible to manage. And I think I'm almost at 800 worlds now that I've got to scroll through if ever I need to change a door, and it just takes forever. So being able to pop portals is really helpful. For those of y'all who are new to the show, there is a mic here. If you do have a question, if you want to come up here and, if you have any comments, I would love to hear about what your thoughts are, especially about Connect coming up on Tuesday, because Connect is literally like the thing for people here in Horizon Worlds and for Meta to be able to talk about the future of VR, the future of the Quest, the next headset, the Pro, if there is a Quest 3, and all things related to VR, AR, XR, the future of mixed reality. I mean, all that stuff is going to be talked about this week. And a couple of things that I saw when I was creeping through all of the different keynotes was one was about web and mobile, which they did talk about it briefly. But when I saw that there was web and mobile being talked about during Connect, I know that web and mobile is close. And if you don't know what web and mobile means, basically Horizon Worlds, as you know it, is only available in VR and it's in the Quest headset or in the Rift headset. But being able to access it from the web or being able to access it from mobile is a game changer to just get people in here to be able to see this space. Or if you want to just come in here and be able to manage something from your phone, it's a little easier to be able to set up events, to be able to check on your worlds, republish something, rather than throwing your headset on for some of those small tasks. I'm hoping that that integration is something that they think about. But we'll guess we'll find out on Tuesday. Eric, if you have a question, come on up to the mic or grab a seat. Appreciate you coming out. Um, so we do have some familiar faces. Appreciate y'all coming back. We've got some new faces as well, which is always amazing. Really appreciate that. And again, if you have any questions, if you have any comments about Connect, maybe any speculation of what you're hoping to see, please come up to the mic. I can tell you for one thing, of all the things in the world that I hate about speculation, this is the one time a year where I'm good with speculating because I really do want to guess what's going to come out. Um, and I think that the Quest headset, regardless if it's the Pro or the 3, I just want to know when and where, how I can buy it. Black Kitty, go ahead and unmute and welcome to the show. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm so curious about so many different things since I've been on Horizons, and I've only been on Horizons for just a couple of weeks, and I've met some
Oh,
really
welcome.
amazing people. Yeah, and I've actually had a lot of discussions, especially with women, in regards to you had mentioned about Baltimore, and it not being really
Yes.
safe to, and the fish in the barrel and everything like that. And, just from a woman's perspective, Horizon has opened so many doors in regards to networking, community, and even
Hmm.
communication and getting to know more people in a very safe way. Which is completely revolutionary. So, yeah, I just wanted to just mention that and comment that about a woman's perspective and the fact that you don't see a lot of women necessarily within this realm. I mean, well, the balance between men and women, it's more leaning towards the men right now. And I do think that
Hmm.
being able to have the web and mobile is going to open those doors for more women to be curious, or girls and women to be curious about this platform, because it doesn't have that quote unquote like gamer feel, you know what I mean, that may
Hmm.
be off-putting to some women. So I think really what you guys have done in regards to laying that foundation of a positive community really allows for people who need that level of support of positive community, instead of having like what happens in some of the video games, where there's a lot of aggression and things like that,
It's
to
toxic.
allow all people. Yeah, it's toxic. Yeah. So I just wanted to say thank you and kudos. And you said that Wednesday was going to be something for World Tours. What time does that start?
Yeah, so our weekly event on Wednesdays is at 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific, and
Mm,
we basically have been hosting that since last April for the sake of
mm,
just promoting other people's worlds. And from
mhm,
there, it kind of evolved into helping people find a place where they could connect and be able to make friends and world hop together.
mhm,
And through its
mhm,
natural evolution of change, we've really listened to the feedback of the people of what they're looking for when they come in here.
mhm,
And the long story short behind how World Tour started was during the beta, you could go into the plaza at any time of day and it would be completely empty. And you would look in your menu and there would be no one, to be found. And so
yeah.
I had a personal interest in just helping people have a better experience than the one that I had. and through that just have helped to connect so many communities that all had the same concern. How do I find other like-minded people who want to join my community? But
Yeah.
I wanted to touch on a little bit of what you said about the toxic communities you typically online, and laying the
Mhm.
groundwork here, because it's very, very important to point out this community. I know myself and many other people who I consider community leaders and influential people have put so much care and effort into making sure that this space is not like it is out in the physical world, where it's restricting you from being more than you can be and stopping you from expressing who you feel you are and displaying who you perceive yourself to be. And it
Mhm.
allows you to really be expressive in any way possible, whether it's through your art, through your emotion, and through just being who you are to others in this public space. Some people who really don't have a voice are able to now find that voice because there are safe spaces that are created. There are worlds for people to be able to go, and they can unmute whenever they feel comfortable, or be welcomed into a circle if they're just kind of listening and observing. And
Mm.
when I connected with Paige Dansinger of Better World Museum, who is the creator of Women in Horizon, we instantly connected when we met on the Facebook Connect panel last year, mostly because everything that she was doing for Women in Horizon and allies that were there to support Women in Horizon were the same kind of morals and direction that I had. And she really wanted to help find these people that either were feeling marginalized or feeling neglected or ignored, and give them a voice and elevate them through art and through expression. And so much of her time has gone into this product that she now has just a massive community of people, not just women, but of allies and other people who just really want to see this space grow in a positive light. So if you haven't had a chance yet, connect with her. She's now a metaverse page. She runs the Women in Horizon Facebook group. They have
Mhm.
Women's Summit every year. They do art builds. She has a template that you can use to create your own art world. I mean, it's just
Oh,
amazing all of the
wow.
different events and the support that that group has. And I've seen people that have
Wow.
gone into the Women Rising group, and they've been able to work together to build these incredible worlds. And they've had even brands reach out to them to create worlds for them. So real in-world financial opportunities. So I mean,
Yeah.
I love this space. That's why I'm here, and I share everything that I can with as many people as I can, because hopefully you'll share it with the next person.
Yeah, and then one more thing you had mentioned about being a veto tester.
Vidu verified.
Vidu verified. What explain that to
Yeah.
me?
So Vidu is the company owned by Lakes05. He started the Vidu tutorials channel on YouTube. And he basically, because of a need for tutorials and for documentation in here, he decided he was just going to create it himself. There was nothing. There was no PDFs for the code blocks. There were no videos from maybe one or two people who created just a few videos. And just like with me finding the need for community and finding ways to help people come together, he found the opportunity to create the video tutorials for people to be able to watch these videos and learn how to script. And Meta approached him about creating them for them. So now on the Meta Horizon Worlds YouTube channel, you can see over 400 videos that were created by Vidu. It's a team of people that are pulled straight from the community, people who do voiceover work, people who are in the videos displaying how to put the scripts together. And so Vidu, as the last year and a half creating all of these tutorials and asset bundles for people to import into their worlds before the asset library. Now he's taken it a step further, and he's now trying to help level up the entire community by offering this verification program. So it's kind of a learning thing, but
Wow.
it's also kind of a
Mhm.
way to show that you know what you're doing in the metaverse, in this Horizon world space, as a builder, as a scripter, and now more recently as a world tester.
Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Absolutely, and I appreciate you asking. So if you have questions, feel free to follow me, and then you can message me on Instagram or on Facebook under this name, and I'd love to, answer any questions or help out. So thank you. ASAP boy, what's up? Go ahead and unmute and welcome to the show.
Thanks. I've been waiting a while, especially for this Meta Connect thing. Is like
Yes.
it's almost here, and I can't wait. And I think it's really going to be a historical event for Meta, for everything in here. You know, right? Would you say that
Yeah, yeah,
is a
absolutely.
absolutely, absolutely. So, um, but inside Horizon Worlds, have you heard of the what happened with the Pop MGM competition?
Oh, let's talk about that. Yes, so the Pop'em Jam 2022. The Pop'em Jam 2022 was probably, unfortunately, the worst competition that we've had so far to date, and to no fault of anyone. Unfortunately, it's just because of so many features rolling out, so many changes happening, and with Visit 2 having so many unresolved bugs. Unfortunately, Pop'em Jam was a casualty of all of the changes that basically broke the functionality that was centered around the competition. And it's an unfortunate and it's a very hard position to put yourself in. You know, Meta as a massive billion-dollar company, you have to imagine every eye is on them, especially right now with Connect, with all of the previous controversies been in the
What
news,
did
and
happen?
just trying
What
to
did
do
happen with
right
that?
with which part.
Like, I heard that it like you said it was like a casualty of everything, but like, did they just scrap the whole thing or?
So the end result of Pop'em Jam was that by the time it came time to submit your world, there were a couple of small things you had to do: fill out a form, make sure you posted it, your world by midnight or 11:59 that night Pacific time, change the category to Pop'em Jam, and then at that point, when you did that, you were done. Couldn't touch the world anymore. And up to the deadline, people were putting in user voice bugs about the fact that their pushing mechanics weren't working. The toggles weren't staying on for hand colliders and colliders with objects. So there was a bunch of things that were centered around the main purpose of the competition that just weren't working by the time it was time to submit. And so Meta basically had to make a decision, and it was they couldn't fairly judge a competition based on worlds that just didn't work, and there's no way to say, did they actually implement it the properly? Did the bugs break it? Was it something that they completely missed? And they made the hard decision of just kind of raising the total pot for the winnings and just giving everyone who submitted an even amount. And it upset a lot of people. You know, understandably, if you enter a competition, you put a ton of work into it. You got a team of people that you're hoping that if you get a top prize, you're going to split between. Got to take taxes out. I mean, there's a whole lot that goes into it. So when you get the same amount as somebody who submitted a world and they made to put, 50 hours into it, there's a lot of emotion that goes with change and not
Yeah,
getting
I
what
just
you
wasn't sure.
expected.
Like, I heard that like
Oh yeah.
Meta dropped the ball. I wasn't sure, but another thing was I heard a world creator passed away. Um,
Oh,
I'm not sure if like have you heard of Tito
that was
420?
Tito. Yep, that was Tito.
Are you like do you know? Have you heard about that?
Yeah, yeah, it was everywhere. I mean, when I found out about it, it was because a close friend of his, they were trying to get a hold of him, and obviously, I found out through them trying to get a hold of him. And it's a really sad story because when you get close to people in here, it's not about just being friends in this space where it's cartoon avatars. There's people behind these avatars. That's what I was saying
Yeah.
early on, and when it comes down to getting to know somebody, collaborating with somebody, and then you find out that they passed away, it's just so unfortunate, and
No, yeah,
there's
it's
no
crazy,
real
man.
good way to deal with that.
It's really
It's
crazy
tough.
that people got real world problems and then they bring it to the metaverse and we tried to, in the metaverse, we try to, do better, build better world,
Yep,
like make a better world than the real world, right?
and that's why we're here.
So, when somebody gets shot or someone dies, like, you know, it's not just like in the metaverse. and
Mhm.
people are just, having fun with gunplay or something.
Yep.
It's, it's real. So I just heard that today and I was like shocked, that
Yeah.
somebody that I've built the world with is no longer with us.
Yeah, and it's a sad story for sure, and it's something that we definitely want to make sure that we're checking in on each other. And I don't know the situation with Tito. I'm just grateful to see the community immediately stepped up. I mean, just literally as soon as people found out that he had passed, people literally just stood up to try and show support for everybody. I saw worlds being created. I saw people having these sessions if you wanted to talk and you needed support. I mean, all kind of things that were just coming out of nowhere of just this community just trying to help each other and get through it. And that's powerful. This space where you don't really know um who people are behind this avatar other than who they present to be, and then you get that deep connection with somebody like close friends. So if you ever get a chance to have that kind of connection with somebody, make sure that you check in on people because we're all human behind this headset. So with all of that, I mean, Eric KMat, or I'm sorry, Eric MCAP, what's up? Welcome.
Hey, thank you. I just want to know if we will ever see like a MetaMask that we could connect our wallet or a crypto NFTs. Like we see so many things
That's a
on Decentraland and some other like different metaverses, and I'm just wondering if we will ever get to have any of that here.
That's a great question. Every once in a while, we do have a similar question on the show because people are interested in Web3. They want to hear about, connecting wallets. They want to hear about bringing NFTs in and, being able to use crypto. And it's something that's really hard to talk about because Instagram is really the only space where Zuck has talked about anything that's related to Web3 when it comes to the monetization side. So and you can do your NFT as your profile picture, I think, in Instagram. I think that's the extent of it. But I know that it's close. I know that it's close. It has to be. Everybody else is basically already on the NFT and crypto train as far as having support, having a way to connect wallets, being able to pay with crypto. And there's bound to be a marketplace in here, whether it's about asset libraries, about, paying for in-world purchases of these worlds. I mean, it's just the natural progression of things right now. I guess the avatar marketplace is kind of the first thing that he's working on right now, since we have the Balenciaga and the Prada and all the other avatar outfits that you can buy. But I think it's just slowly getting to that point is where we are just
Mm.
waiting. But
You
nothing's
didn't
been
think we're gonna?
announced, nothing that's been kind of speculated.
All right, so you didn't think we're gonna get any of that this week, right? Any
It's
of
tough to
this?
say. Like when I was looking through all of the different keynotes that are in the Meta Connect, the only two things that stood out were one was about monetization, so they're going to talk about that in one of the keynotes. And I don't know if that means that they're going to announce monetization publicly to everyone, or if it's just describing how monetization is doing for people that are in that program. But the other thing was about what was the other thing about web and mobile? So bringing Horizon to mobile app
Mm.
and to the internet, so you can access it through the web. But I hadn't every panel that I read had nothing to say about anything about crypto, about NFTs, which is odd because as much as he talked about Instagram having access to NFTs, I haven't seen any other talk about any of the other products that Meta has. So,
Mm.
but who
All
knows?
right, thank
He
you.
might talk about it.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. I think one of the biggest things was from Meta. Well, last year it was just Facebook Connect 2021. Everything that he talked about in his keynote. I don't know why everybody's pointing at me, but in the keynote last year, it wasn't really a look at what exactly we were going to see over the next 12 months. It was about this is the future of the metaverse from Facebook. this is the future of what we're going to be in VR and what we're going to be looking at in AR and in mixed reality. And so it's really an entire like future, maybe the next 10 years or more of what it's going to look like for the future of Meta and devices to be able to access mixed reality. And some of what they announced in a very mild way has come true. Being able to sit on your couch and you can pop on your headset, join somebody's home space, and then get ready to go out to a concert. Well, if you consider turning on your headset and being in your kind of home bubble, and then you go into your Horizon home space, which is now the personal space, and then you go to venues and watch the Post Malone concert or the Carrie Underwood I Heart. I mean, I don't see that as anywhere close to what they announced for the future of VR, but I think bringing venues into Horizon Worlds was just that next progression into that vision for the long term. The next vision that I see coming true is workrooms. They announced with workrooms you have your Meta account and you can migrate all of your workrooms. So I think the workrooms is going to end up in here eventually, and that's going to kind of bring all of that business continuity and that realism to bigger business. That this is a space that they should be interested in. So being able to actually hold meetings and be productive and be able to bring in your desktop and share your presentation and have Zoom calls come into your VR who can't join you in headset. All that stuff is just right around the corner. So as far as Connect this year, I think it's going to be a little different. I don't think that he's going to show another leap into the future to say, check out all of this stuff that I'm imagining for the metaverse. I think it's going to be a lot more concrete of what's going to get delivered over the next 12 months or maybe the next few years. Because considering what happened after Zuck shared that picture of him in front of the Eiffel Tower, the internet exploded with criticism, saying that all the money that was invested and that was basically what he got out of it. But immediately after, probably about 4 or 5 days later, he posted that picture of the high quality avatar that was similar to the one during Connect, which was kind of a shock to me, and maybe most people just overlooked it. But if you think about it, when he was standing in front of his avatar at Connect, that was almost the same avatar that he shared, and he's saying that it's possible now with the existing headset hardware. So that's pretty impressive if that's the avatar that we're going to end up with soon. Maybe that's what they'll announce at Connect, our updated avatars. But the other thing was the worlds, the cobblestone walkway and the tents making it look like a marketplace. We kind of have that now with the asset meshes that are coming into the asset library. So if you imagine that picture that was posted as far as what's capable, in all reality, that literally is capable. You put the cobblestones down, the tent posts and the overhanging awnings, and you put together the fruits and stuff in the in the bins, and it's literally recreating that entire scene that he shared. So if Connect's going to announce anything, it's got to be this is what we're going to be doing over the next 12 months. Here's your headset. This is what Horizon's going to look like. This is what Venues is going to look like. And this is what we're going to be bringing in next. Because otherwise, we're going to listen to an hour keynote. And by the end of it, the entire internet's going to be like, what the hell did we learn? What exactly did he tell us? This is the same thing from last year, only now it's another promise to the future. And I don't say that he's not going to talk about that because that's exactly what we need to know about. What's the future direction of what he's doing? I'm sure there's shareholders that are just hanging on for dear life with that stock price going down that are like, please tell us you're taking us in the right direction. You steer this ship so that way we can go back to making money again. And the reality is that no matter what's announced on Tuesday over the next year, we're going to find out about a whole lot of new features and a whole lot of new tools. Just the same thing as happened last Connect. In the last 8 months, with the last 2 months not included because of all the bugs, those 6 months, they released more features, more code blocks, more functionality to Horizon Worlds than the entire year before it. And if you think about that, the entire year before opening up to the rest of North America, open up to Spain and France, just in that last 6 months, releasing more than double what's been released the entire life of the product. So that means over the next 6 months, who knows what we're going to see? I mean, it's just these meshes are already exploding in our asset libraries. I can't believe that there's so much stuff in there now. I just can't wait for the opportunity to be able to bring our own stuff in, to be able to export stuff, or be able to, you know, have actual 3D modelers who can create these, amazing things. Like Sadie Chan, for example, made this incredible Metapod, and it's made out of primitives, spheres, cubes. I don't know. I call them noodles, but they basically the
Primitive,
half tires.
primitive.
And of
It's
all of
made out
these
of
shapes that we use to create these things, now imagine you've got a modeling software that you can import something like these asset meshes, and then you can import a whole car. You can import a house, and it'll look just like yours. I see Catch These Hands is ready to say something. What you got?
said she made that pop using
No,
primitive
Sadie
shapes.
Chan.
No pun intended.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but I appreciate whatever it was. But yeah, the 15 primitive shapes to make everything in every world that we have is now changing. Like that tree over there, I was talking about last week, how I wasn't going to put the tree in here because I figured, what's the point? I'm good with it. I don't need to upgrade the area. But I was able to replace 5 bushes in here, and I put that tree in there and save me some geo, save me some objects. And these meshes really do enhance your world. So if you haven't had a chance yet, hop in build mode, get your chance to check out the asset library. There's a whole lot of stuff in there, whole lot. And I haven't had a chance to really bring anything into here. But the one thing to be careful about with those meshes in the asset library is, while it saves you a whole lot of objects, make sure you're following your geo, because you might be like, oh, I'm gonna put like 5 of them trees down, and 5 of those trees might be like 12% of your world. So you want to be very careful with that. Black Kitty, go ahead and unmute. What's up?
Sorry. So when you were talking about the stock going down and the shareholders are just really like, we need to start making money, it really reminded me of when Facebook first came out. And he had announced that, oh, this is not going to be a platform for ads. And then, a few years later, I think it was like 2008, 2007, where they said, okay, now we're going to start doing ads. And then there was a big hubbubaloo about that. And I don't know if you were, do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking is that because of the privacy laws that currently came out, what was it, 2020, that really affected Facebook ads and Instagram ads, right? It brought a lot of their market share down a lot, along with their market reach, because businesses, and including small businesses, could not get the results that they wanted, right? So they were pushing a lot of their paid social budget towards Google, right? That was having more success. With that being said, I do think that there's going to be a parallel in regards to allowing creators to have a monetization, right? But then that will also, because you guys will be creating the worlds that will be supporting eventually then the new ads that will be coming out, right? And we'll have, because of the fact that Horizons, I don't know how it will go with the new privacy laws, but if you're literally creating a new world, right, outside of the world that we already have, the privacy laws may be different, right? And they may be getting more results. Therefore, more, revenue will be coming in like they were before, right? So that's my theory. So there's a possibility that not only are they going to be announcing Connect with the monetization, but they're probably already starting to think about how a level of advertising could be akin to what they had done back in 2008 with Facebook and Meta Business and everything. What are your thoughts on that?
So one of the early conversations before opening out of beta was about ads. I mean, it's one of Facebook's biggest moneymakers was all the ads. And thinking about all of the spaces here in Horizon, the options were basically like that sign. Imagine that would be an ad space. Like we would have to put a gizmo in that was basically an ad that would run, and it would change every day or something. So that was a possible option. and that would help the monetization of the creators hosting it in their worlds. But even beyond the even thought of monetization at the time, people were considering the loading screens. The loading screens were a good 20, 30 seconds between worlds before Visit 2, 2.0. And it was kind of like, well, I don't know why they're not using that for advertising space, because everyone is staring at that, waiting for the world to open up. But the reality of that is, think about the last 3 times you traveled. What was the screen that you saw? It's kind of like when somebody puts up a sign in your yard for, after they replaced your roof, and they give you a couple $100 off, and they say, "We'll put a
Hmm.
sign in your yard." So,
Yeah.
a roofer or somebody who put up a fence. Well,
Mhm.
that sign is only useful for about 30 days. And I didn't know anything about this, so I finally looked it up and said, "Well, why don't they leave the sign in there longer? Like, it'll get more traction, more people will see it." But when you drive past something new, your eyes are drawn to it. You recognize something's out of place. It's your brain telling you something's different. So after you
Right.
drive by a couple of times, now you forget it's even there. So on your ride to
Hmm.
work and home, think about how many stop signs that you have to stop at. That's probably
Hmm.
the most that you're paying attention to things that are going on around you, because you're constantly thinking about traffic and people walking and dogs and stoplights and everything else. But when you're driving down the road, all of those yard sale signs and all of those realtor signs and all of those open houses and every little sign that's along the way home, and now have just become part of the background. So if
Hmm.
we're traveling in Visit 2.0, and it may be between 5 and maybe 15 seconds to get to a world, that time now is going to be just a blur of things we're going to ignore because we don't really pay attention to it. I mean, when I travel,
Hmm.
I literally click travel and I put my headset up. And when I hear I've landed, I'll put my headset back down.
Right. But on the
So,
contrary to that, right? On the contrary to that, when you're scrolling through your Facebook, right? And you
mhm,
see a video, half the time you ignore it, but it's about the authenticity and the relevance of the content that's going to,
yep,
and that's where you would really get like, marketers in there at the same time, because with Google ads, right? With video YouTube ads
mhm,
that come up, it's the first 3 seconds that really catch people's attention, right? So,
right,
I mean, it's kind of like old traditional marketing coming into this new realm, right? Of quote billboards and posters
mhm,
and signs and everything like that. So the learnings that we took from there will eventually need to be applied within this world as well. But I see what you're saying, but I also think that there's going to be a place, and it's just going to be figured out sooner or later, on how to
oh yeah.
do that. But yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I think the loading screen is like the first opportunity where they could really take advantage of it, because cycling through the same like 5 or 6 loading screens, now we're kind of numb to it. But I guarantee you, if my loading screen was a reel, I'd be like, "Oh, I'll watch that." And now I'm gonna pay attention to see what reel comes up. Or if it is an advertising thing, it might be something that it's something I'm interested in. My Amazon advertising is all junked up because I only go on Amazon when I want to buy something, and I'll buy it, and then I'll get a bunch of ads for it, and I'm like, I already bought it, leave me alone. But on Facebook, it's like, if I could talk about, I need to buy a size medium milk bone peanut butter filling, and if I pick my phone up in 5 minutes, it'll literally be in my news feed talking about, get your pet milk bone peanut butter filled dog bones, and I'll be like, you got to be kidding me. There's no possible way in hell that it's not, that my phone's not listening to what I'm talking about. So I just think that in here, since we give permission to record our audio, and I think it's also our video. I don't know what the 2 permissions that you have to accept. I'm fairly certain that aside from the footage that keeps overlapping for when you file a report, eventually that data will be part of advertising. So it just makes the most sense.
Absolutely, I completely agree. Yeah, yeah. So thank you so much.
Yep, and thank you for changing my Facebook algorithm to be looking at dog bone peanut butter treats. My dogs thank you for the topic. Bomb Tom, love the name. Welcome. Question or comment?
I feel like Mark Zuckerberg really doesn't care about anything but like money because he's probably gonna eventually drop the Oculus and make something new. Cause just think about it, Facebook became unpopular because of other apps like Musically and Vine, so he made Instagram. Same thing with that. Became unpopular, so he made Messenger. But because of things like Snapchat, it became unpopular. And then he made the Meta Quest or the Oculus, whatever you want to call it. And just think about it, other VR headsets are coming out every single day. So eventually, I feel like he's just going to drop the idea and make something new.
Huh, that's an interesting perspective. Part of what you're talking about with the different apps, that's something that I think the government is toying with the idea of Facebook being a monopoly, owning Messenger, owning WhatsApp, the antitrust suit because of, or anti-competitive suit because of the headset being below the average of all other VR headsets. Magically, the price went up $100, and I think all of the talk about that anti-competition suit went away. It might still be out there, but when it comes to all these apps, the fact that Snapchat and Musically and Vine, they existed as their own apps, and things kind of evolved into what we have now, which TikTok kind of changed how things are working now. With TikTok, now you have YouTube Shorts and you have Reels that are really taking off, and those are new ways for creators to be able to make money. So with Reels, I don't know why, but it's separate from being monetized for your Facebook page. But with YouTube, you can get monetized for YouTube, and you get a small portion of what that advertising money is. But with the YouTube Shorts, you actually get almost 50% of all of the ad revenue, and it's an incredible step in the right direction for creators to want to come to their platform. But as far as what you're saying, Zuckerberg wanting to just drop everything and pick up something new, imagine that you bought a bike, and you bought new handle grips, and you bought new pedals, and you got new tires, and you got all kind of new stuff, and you invested like all of your savings and all of your allowance, all your money spent on this bicycle, right? And then you turn 16 and now you want to drive a car. Well, that bicycle you're still going to keep, but now you're going to be driving a car too. And if you want to go out and go riding with your friends, you'll hop on your bicycle. So it's not about dropping everything because there's a new direction. I think it's more about supporting the current direction and then encouraging people to follow that new journey to whatever it is with the new Quest headset, with the new mixed reality, and then just that natural progression of getting people to follow along. That makes sense?
Yeah, yeah, good point. But like, why if he keeps Facebook, he doesn't really add anything to it. He doesn't update it at all.
Well, the parts that he does change, I don't know if it's him or if it's the teams that work on the product, but as a group admin, they change a lot of the tools on how to manage groups that really don't make any sense. Admin Assist, I think, is probably the best worst thing they've ever done for Facebook groups because it helps you manage your group better, but it also makes your group public, and anyone who is on Facebook can now comment and share pictures and share videos, which means all of these spammers and people who are sharing very inappropriate content, they have the freedom to do so now. And it doesn't make sense because there's no real way to moderate it other than block everyone from sending any kind of content, whoever touches your page, or make it private. So as far as the changes to Facebook, yeah, on the surface, it's still a news feed. You still have profile pictures, friends. Now there's followers for pages, but it's slowly evolving into this point where Facebook is now going to merge with all of your other products, your VR headset, your Workrooms account, being able to use your Instagram, all of your reels through one Meta account. So it has to stay separate because otherwise it's a monopoly, and then the government breaks it up and they force you to sell parts of it. So they can't change it too much because eventually it'll just blur those lines and they have too much market share, and then they have to break it up. So look into monopolies. I guarantee you'll learn a lot about why companies do the things they do. Microsoft was the biggest one to be in my lifetime. Microsoft had to get split up because of the fact that they had a monopoly. And every time you bought a computer, you had Internet Explorer. So versions of Windows in other countries, you have the option of installing Chrome and Opera and Firefox as your first browser. So every country has their own laws. Every region has their own specific change to what's the norm. but the reason they haven't changed is just because it works. It's a product that works. They've got 1 billion users.
Okay, thank you for your opinion.
Absolutely. Thank you for your opinion. That is adorable. Oh no, thank you for your question. Because seriously, I don't know why, but I have this like bottomless pit of useless information. And so asking a question like that, and I'm like, oh, I get to use that useless information today. So it is really, really great. Um, Woo! Wow. So Meta Connect, that was where we were. That was the story we were talking about. And I appreciate everybody coming up here and asking questions and giving their feedback and their comments about Meta Connect. Shouting out Tito, so grateful to hear people still talking about Tito. And much respect to those who have been supporting the creators who knew Tito and supporting the worlds that they've created. So shout out to all of them as well. And then, of course, talking about speculating what's going to happen at Connect. Now, my two favorite people up in the corner, if y'all don't know them, Joy Rain and Jay Dunn, I gave them their own chairs up there. They even got their names on it. I would love for y'all to come down to the mic and share some speculation, because if y'all don't know, Jay Dunn's got his own YouTube channel and they are starting their own podcast as well. So we're going to hear a whole lot more. Plus, Joy in the mornings got her own show. They are just doing it out here. But we're going to cut to a commercial. We'll be right back. No, I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you.
Horrible. Horrible.
Yeah.
You are absolutely
I knew it.
horrible.
There's no way you knew it. There's no way. Oh,
right.
man. No, I love y'all. I do.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? You hear me
Jay
right now?
Dunn, welcome to the stage. Confetti for Jay Dunn and Joy Rain. Most of the confetti to Joy, but the rest to Jay. Whatever you got
See,
left.
this is what he does.
Please.
This is why I wasn't going to come up here. This is why I was not coming up here.
Okay.
I wasn't
I'm
gonna
not
do
here
it.
to bully. I'm not bullying Jay. Jay, I
Uh-huh.
love you, bro. I love you, bro. I love you, bro.
Yeah.
I love you.
Okay.
I love you.
Let's
Like-
get to it. I'm just going to run it down
Yes.
real quick. Here
Meta
we go.
Connect. Tell us about
Meta
your
Connect.
predictions, first of all.
Mark Zuckerberg hits the stage. We get Quest Pro early. I think it's
Ooh.
going to be $1,500. I think that's
Oh.
going to be the price tag. What's to
Oh.
be expected in the Quest Pro from speculation would be double the RAM, a little bit higher processor. Of course, the color pass through, more cameras. There's going to be some the facial and eye tracking, which I think is going to be the biggest part about it. Then we're going to move on from that. And I think they're going to touch on a lot of things. Like you said, last year was a lot about casting vision and saying this is why we're doing what we're doing for the next
Yep.
10 years. I think this year is going to be more so about this is what we're doing now to solidify why you should be into this, like, VR, AR technology. So they're going to be focusing a lot on I'm getting some feedback. Okay. They're going to be focusing a lot on augmented reality, I believe, just based off of some of the sessions I saw. It's going to be a lot about the presence. They call it the presence platform. That's going to be the APIs that allow for spatial audio. So as you know right now, what allows you to have audio that goes, let's say she's behind me right now, it just I can hear on the right of me, but not behind me. And so they're working on some technology to allow, if she's like right behind me, I can literally hear her behind me, or if you're in front of me, it sounds different or right of me. So that's going to be a big part just from the session.
Wow.
So I did the same thing you did. I went through all of the sessions, paid a very close attention to wording. So for instance, like you said, the building for the metaverse session, there's definitely some wording about mobile and web in there. However,
Yep.
well, I think a lot of people, I want to say this to everybody because it comes up so much. You have to remember that Meta is not just, they gave up their F8 Connect, which is normally their Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp conference to talk about apps, to focus more on metaverse. So we're going to probably get, which I think, some type of news on Facebook, Instagram features that are coming into this platform. I mean, heck, just being able to pull up an Instagram stream right now and post to my timeline and pull up my timeline while I'm in here will be pretty incredible. But I know there's a lot of people expecting that the new headset is going to give them some superpowers in Horizon Worlds, and I personally don't think it's built for that. It's going to definitely give you a small speed boost, but like you said, current headsets can already do some really crazy and amazing things. Like you said many times on the show, uh, the Horizon Worlds used to have like 8 capacity, now it went to 16, now it's at 32. So if they were able to do all that on current gen, they can continue to max it out and make it more. But yeah, man, that's my speculation. I expect Quest Pro is going to be the biggest part of the conversation, the price tag. And then of course Meta Square, there's a reason why they got to be hosting it inside of Meta. I do believe legs are coming. I have this feeling that we're going to spawn into the Meta Square and then there are going to be legs there. They're like, oh,
man.
Because this is the first time you've had to register for anything inside of Horizon Worlds. To me, that's kind of makes me think that there has to be something around the register that allows you to do something that maybe in regular Horizon Worlds you can't do.
Did you register for Connect last year?
I did. But it wasn't, venues wasn't in here. It wasn't, well, I'm saying venues wasn't in here. It wasn't like how it is now. Like you can kind of, how Horizon Worlds kind of has everything connected into it. And they've been pushing up this Meta Square. So it makes me think that there's something about Meta Square that's not a normal Horizon world. So I have to just see.
Do you think it's going to be something like venues where it's just going to be over the top too much and it's going to be like terrible frames and people are going to be running around screaming?
I really hope not. I really hope that they've took some time to build out this thing because they're literally pushing this to developers. It's one thing. A lot of times we look at this, a lot of us are just consumers. They're pushing this to say normally Meta Connect or Facebook Connect or Oculus Connect would be an actual platform where people would come together in one central location in a physical building. So they're literally saying, well, instead of doing that, you all can come together into this metaverse, Meta Square, and have these same conversations. John Carmack is supposedly going to be doing his live unscripted talk inside of here. We don't know if it's going to be a physical him on stage, like, avatar version of him on stage. John Carmack, I know there's only a few people in here who may even know who that is, but John Carmack is amazing. But anyway, man, I ain't gonna say everything because we gotta save something.
Well, did you see he tweeted earlier today asking how many people bought accessories to keep charging their headsets while they're wearing them? Did you see that tweet?
I did see that. I
think that was some sneaky about the new one having its own dock or something. Because there's no way they're gonna keep going with the batteries and the
oh yeah, 100%.
I don't mind having the Bobo, but it don't tell me when it's dying. It'll tell me when it's charging. It'll tell me when I plug it in, but it'll only be like, oh, your headset's low, and I'm like, oh damn, I gotta go find my batteries. So I think they're gonna be working on something with the Quest Pro where it's all wireless, or I don't know. It's 2022. Why don't we have wireless charging for everything? Give me a dock.
I think there's going to be definitely. We've seen all the leaks have shown a dock, so I think it's pretty much this is the most leaked device ever in Meta's history. So it's kind of like the iPhone 4 story. It's like it's been leaked pretty much a lot. But yeah, we do have a podcast coming out this Tuesday. We'll be going after Meta Connect. I think it's going to be at 8:15 p.m. No, 8 o'clock p.m. 8 p.m. Central, 9 Eastern. So that means tuck your kids into bed. I'm playing with y'all. But it's gonna be awesome. We're gonna be talking about Meta Connect after it. And so but here's my lovely wife to talk about what she believes she's gonna do. There you go.
What's up, Joy?
Hey, how you doing, Oculus?
I'm sorry,
baby kind of said so everything,
long.
Honey.
It's your mic now.
I agree 100% with everything that he said. But yeah, I mean, hey, what else is there to say? He kind of ran it down.
So if they come out with only the Quest Pro, no Meta Quest 3, he buying 2 headsets, right? He ain't gonna leave you in the cold.
Oh,
like
of
that,
course.
right?
He already said that 2 is being purchased. So hey, there we go.
Okay. I'm gonna fact check them. I'm gonna be checking. I'm gonna need that tracking number as soon as it's available. Yep. We'll
Yes,
see
and
him in the
also
mail.
too, I just want to say that we had the season finale of Joy in the Morning today, and it was incredible. And so we're looking forward to season 2. It's going to be bigger and better. Coming back to the community to make everyone more joyful, optimistic, and yearning for positivity. And so it's been amazing. It's been amazing, right?
So Joy, I'm gonna put you on the spot. If I didn't know anything about Joy in the Morning, if I didn't know anything about Joy Rain, in maybe 1 or 2 sentences, tell me what is the most inspirational thing that you've seen on your show that you would want other people to see, or what you would love to share with other people who come to your show.
My show is all about the vulnerability of people sharing their past experiences to help others who may be going through that same thing or not, but to show how you have overcome. It's all about a show of overcoming, celebrating, overcoming, and being positive, joyful, and optimistic.
That was one long ass sentence. You still got like
It
2 more
is
to
a
go.
long ass run on sentence.
No, I'm messing with you. I love it. I love that you are all about the positivity, about giving people a chance to have a chance to speak on things that a lot of people are nervous about talking about, and things that affect
most
so many
definitely.
others. So thank you for doing what you do. I really appreciate you.
Thank
you for
you.
just taking the time to come down here and share that message. And if you ever change that time zone, or not your time zone, you'd have to up and move. If you ever change the time slot, I would love to come check
Yes,
it
we're
out.
considering
I
that
wish,
for season 2. So yeah,
hey,
most definitely.
I will join you on season 2 on the couch if you happen to have a different time slot. So let me know.
Yep, most definitely.
All right. So, good news and bad news. The good news is we're not going to go 4 hours tonight. I know 4 hours is a lot, and I appreciate people hanging out until 2 in the morning. But we're actually going to wrap the show tonight early. I wanted to just say thank you for y'all coming out. Thank you so much for the stream. Super appreciate you, everything you do. Oh, I jumped out of the voice thing, but make sure that you're following Super. Make sure you're leaving comments. Make sure you make sure you support everybody in the community, and make sure that you're taking a moment to connect with people in here, because there's real people behind these avatars. Don't forget that. So shout out to Super. I'm sure he's got something else going on this week. Make sure you follow the calendar. And then, of course, make sure that you're jumping in Horizon Worlds if you haven't had a chance. I'm going to go ahead and say what's up to my stream, and then we're going to close it out. So for everybody who's joined this week on my page, appreciate y'all checking it out. Still, make sure you're checking out all of the Vidu channels, the Vidu Nights, Vidu Tutorials. We got the Tutoriales en Español. And, of course, we got the YouTube shorts that are going. So make sure you're checking out all the videos, all the content that we got going on over there at Vidu. Still a Vidu production, but we're moving this to my page so that way I can get some more content on mine, but also so we can kind of figure out the direction of all the Vidu channels and make sure we're giving y'all good content and stuff that y'all want to watch. Shout out to everybody who came out. Appreciate y'all for being here. Shout out to everybody out there on the stream watching. We'll catch y'all next Sunday. I'm Oculus 410. This is Horizon Live, and we'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Just cool and belong. I don't wanna beg for no less. I been feeling blessed. So now ask a question. I don't wanna beg for no less. I just want the best. Turn it up to the max. I don't wanna beg for no less. I been feeling blessed. Let's nice up the session. Bring that body right close to me. Give me that energy. Woke up in the morning, finding the glory must slip away. 'Cause I'm on the horizon, spending my life in the passing lane. Driving down this road can take its toll, yeah. There's no slowing down. get what they think. Yeah, it's our story to write. Let's make them believe. Cause people my whole life been claiming dreams. But you never see them doing one damn thing, a damn thing. So talk to me, walk with me, we are picking up this pace. Talk to me, walk with me, listen to me say. We're going in, not going out, get it loud, yeah, cause there ain't no stopping now. We're going up, not going down, yeah, cause there ain't no stopping. Whoa, straight to the sunrise, never see a break light. Whoa, yeah, there ain't no stopping now. Oh no, 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 ain't no stopping now. So talk to me,